Hello everyone, this is going to be a follow-up video to the previous video of how to send an email through Outlook with Excel VBA. Over here is the original code. Today we're going to have a hypothetical example of if you were to work in this example for a grocery store and say you needed to send out an automated email every week or every so often, and you didn't want to have to type that up every single time and look, here's 7 apples, 5 pears, to give you the item and then the quantity needed and then email it out to the person responsible. Maybe it's someone in purchasing or a different department that's in charge of it, but you're in charge of inventory. So the first thing we're going to do is clean up this code a little bit. So what we can do is with email item, and then we can have all of this over here. Delete that. And we're going to put a dot display. And we can send it later. And so what this will do is it should be the same exact code. It's just with email item, then .to, .cc. And here we're going to put workbook. We're on the first worksheet. And we're going to specify a range. In this case, it is H5. And this will pick up the string right here, and that's who it will email it to. You can add a CC if you want another person CC'd on it. You can put that here, permanent, or make it, excuse me, similar to this. And so we need to get each item and each quantity. So in order to do this, we need to have 2 arrays. So we have a description list, and that's going to be from 0 indexed, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, so 5 total items. And that will be as a string. And the same thing for quantity list. Alright. And this will be a for loop. I will just be from 0 to 4, or in this case, I equals 2 to 6. And what this will do is it will start at apple, go all the way to elderberry, and then start at 7 and go all the way to 7. So what we want to try to do here is in the description list and the quantity list, get the respective item, essentially going down the table and recording them in the description list and quantity list. And then the email, we're going to spit that back out in a list with bullet points. So in order to do this, I minus 2. As range, and then we're going to set table range equal to and in this case we are working from J4 all the way over to L9. All right, and then this we want the row and the column. So in this case, we're going to start at row 2 where apple is, which should be I because we want to index down, and then column 2. So this is I minus 2 in the description list. So the first item, or the 0 index, for 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. So item 0, we will start at I equals 2, which will start at apple, and then go all the way to elderberry, and it will put it in the string array in that order. So we also want that in the quantity list. I minus 2, And the row index is the same, but the column is 1 over it is the third column. And down here we need to put next I, so it will do I equals 2, put these in, then go to the next I, which is 3, 4, 5, 6. So once we have that, we need to start making the bullet pointed list. So if I is less than 4, we want to put a new line after each one in the string to make the list. On the fourth one, we don't want a new line. Then what we will do is, let me also put a order list up here. And this will just be a plain string. Bullet point is character 149. That's going to be the bullet point. After the bullet point, we want a tab separator. And after the tab separator, we want the description. Description list of I. That's why we did 0 to 4. And running out of space, so I'm going to put that. Start us over here. A bullet point separated by a tab, and then the description. In this case, apple, pear, pineapple. And then after that, there's going to be a colon, a space, and then we want the quantity. Quantity list of I. And then after that, we want a VB new line just for spacing. In this case, next I. And we're going to copy this over and say if I is equal to 4, and then remove this VB new line. So in this case, on the fourth one, there won't be an extra. You can leave it. We'll put it back over here in the email later, but I like to do this. Delete a space between those. And we're going to change this to hello. And VB new line. Put this here. Oops. Please order the following items. And we're going to have 2 VB new lines. And down here, I'm going to ignore that for now, because we're going to place in here order list. Oops. And another VB new line, and put that in there. Right, and then it should display, and then we do not want to send it yet. We just want to check how this runs. Next, without a 4, this should be and if, should also be in and if down here, and this should not be. So run this as hello, please order the following items. 7, 5, 10, 3, 7. Again, if you uncomment this out, then it will send the email based on this click. And you can rename this click to, send email or whatever you prefer. And then if the person responsible ever changes, you don't have to go into the actual code and change anything. You can just go in here and then change this email. Alternatively, or in addition, I should say, you can also uncomment that, so you can review the email, make sure everything is correct with this, just double check it, and then send it yourself. And there you have it. It's a little bit more dynamic than the previous episode or video. So this one is a little bit more use case for sending out emails on a reoccurring basis, and you can set up these emails on a reoccurring basis. For example, if you wanted to send out every day at noon, then you could send this every day at noon either by yourself, or you can have that programmatically, and I can go into that in a future video. But for now, this is going to be the scope of this video. So thank you for watching, and I hope you enjoy it.